intrinsic value. Beyond that, it is a limited resource. They're not creating any more of it, and in fact, quite the opposite. We lose farmland all the time. In the United States, we're losing farmland at a rate of about 2,000 acres a day. It is not only more and more important over time, but we have less and less of it.
Farmlands are being converted to reserved areas for the protection of the environment, so-called. With this lie about the climate change. It's a hoax.
Is there actually any evidence that the Earth is rapidly warming? I mean, sure, NASA produces these datasets that show the atmosphere is warming at an unprecedented rate, but can you really trust NASA? Can you really trust the dozens of independent research groups around the world that have also shown the temperature of the atmosphere is increasing? All their datasets showing a huge buildup of heat in the oceans? Okay, apart from the data from the atmosphere and the ocean, is there really any evidence?
The environmentalists mean well. They're passionate. I know so many of them, I work with them, but they have a problem when it comes to communicating, because they just keep using this word climate change, and every speech they do, they tell you how many millions of tons of pollution there is being put out there, spewed out there every year and all this stuff, and they give you facts and figures, but this is not going to sell the ticket. Don't talk about the polar bears and about the icebergs and about the rising sea level. Yeah, we can mention that right along the way. I said because it's true. There is climate change, but it's caused because of pollution. Let's terminate pollution.
Let us be honest as Republicans. I'm the only person on the stage who isn't bought and paid for, so I can say this. The climate change agenda is a hoax. The climate change agenda is a hoax. And we have to declare independence for it. And the reality is, the anti-carbon agenda is the wet blanket on our economy. And so the reality is, more people are dying of bad climate change policies than they are of actual climate change.
The Association of Southeast Asian Nations is a regional organization that brings together disparate neighbors to address economic and security issues. Present in this summit is the convener of globalization, Klaus Schwab.
How do you see sort of like, the role of the governance here, especially for many ASEAN countries? Is there anything that they can particularly do related to address this issue?
If we look at the public-private cooperation, I think we have to find very flexible ways to coordinate the efforts. I mean, governments still provide direction, but business provides the innovative power. And I would argue that long-term, with all the importance of capital, we move from the era of capitalism to the era of talentism, which means that the key competitive factor will become innovation, and not anymore low cost or the availability of capital. Of course, they are necessary.
Firstly, when he tells you about replacement of capitalism with talentism, that is his explanation for the systematic overthrow of democracy to be replaced with technocracy. That's exactly what he's telling you. And he is actually addressing Western nations and their allies.
Technocrats, in the general sense, are technical experts who hold political office. They differ from regular politicians because they have more specialized expertise in non-political fields. Usually, these academic professionals function as advisors.